Hello again. Welcome to Reading with Miss Tolliver. Today I will be reading a book that is entitled Weslandia. This book was written by Paul Fleischman, illustrated by Kevin Hawks. Of course, he's miserable, moaned Wesley's mother. He sticks out like a nose, snapped his father. Listening through the heating vent, Wesley knew they were right. He was an outcast from civilization around him. He alone in his town disliked pizza and soda. Alarming his mother and the school nurse, he found professional football stupid. He refused to shave half his head and hairstyle worn by all the other boys despite his father's bribe of $5. Passing his neighborhood's two styles of housing, garage on the left and garage on the right, Wesley alone dreamed of more exciting forms of shelter. He had no friends, but plenty of tormentors. Fleeing them was the only sport he was good at. Each afternoon, his mother asked him what he learned in school that day. That seeds are carried great distances by the wind, he answered on Wednesday. That each civilization has its stable food crop, he answered on Thursday. That school's over and I should find a good summer project, he answered on Friday. As always, his father mumbled, "I'm sure you'll use that knowledge often." Suddenly, Wesley's thoughts shot sparks. His eyes blazed. His father was right. He could actually use what he learned that week for a summer project that would top all others. He would grow his own staple food crop and found his own civilization. The next morning, he turned over a plot of ground in his yard. That night, a wind blew in from the west. It raced through the trees and set his curtains snapping. Wesley lay awake, listening. His land was being planted. Five days later, the first seedling appeared. You'll have almighty bottom on your hands. You don't get those weeds out, warned his neighbor. Actually, that's my crop, replied Wesley. In this type of garden, there are no weeds. Following ancient tradition, Wesley's fellow gardeners grew tomatoes, beans, Brussels sprouts, and nothing else. Wesley found it thrilling to open his land to chance, to invite the new and unknown. The plants shot up past his knees, then his waist. They seemed to be all of the same sort. Wesley couldn't find them in any plant book. Are those tomatoes, beans, or Brussels sprouts? Asked Wesley's neighbor. None of the above, replied Wesley. Fruit appeared, yellow at first, then blushing to magenta. Wesley picked one and sliced through the rind to the juicy purple center. He took a bite and found the taste an entrancing blend of peach, strawberry, pumpkin pie, and flavors he had no name for. Ignoring the shelf of cereals in the kitchen, Wesley took breakfast on the fruit. He dried half a rind to serve as a cup, built his own squeezing device, and drank the fruit's juice throughout the day. Pulling up a plant, he found large tubers on the roots. These he boiled, fried or roasted on the family barbecue, seasoning them with a pinch of the plant's highly aromatic leaves. It was hot work tending to his crop. He kept off the sun. Wesley wove himself a hat from strips of the plant's woody bark. His success with that hat inspired him to devise a spinning wheel and loom on which he wove a loose-fitting robe from the stalk's soft inner fibers. Unlike jeans, which he found scratchy and heavy, the robe was comfortable, reflected the sun, and offered merit opportunities for pockets. His schoolmates were scornful. Then curious, grudgingly, Wesley allowed them 10 minutes apiece at his mortar, crushing the plant seeds to collect the oil. This oil had a tangy scent and served him both as suntan lotion and mosquito repellent. He rubbed it on his face each morning and sold small amounts of his former tormentors at the price of $10 per bottle. "What's happened to your watch?" asked his mother one day. Wesley admitted that he no longer wore it. He told time by the stalk that he used as a sundial and had divided the day into 8 segments, the number of petals on the plant's flowers. He adopted a new counting system as well, based likewise upon the numbers 8. His domain home to many invitations he named Weslandia. Uninterested in traditional sports, Wesley made up his own. These were designed for a single player and used many different parts of the plant. His spectators looked on with envy, realizing that more players would offer him more scope. Wesley invented other games that would include his schoolmates' games, rich with strangely and complex scoring systems. He tried to be patient with the other players' blunders. August was unusually hot. Wesley built himself a platform and took to sleeping in the middle of Weslandia. He passed the evenings playing a flute he'd fashioned from a stalk of grazing up to the sky, renaming the constellations. His parents noted Wesley improved morale. "It's the first time in years he looked happy," said his mother. Wesley gave them a tour of Weslandia. "What do you call this plant?" asked his father. Not knowing its name, Wesley had begun calling it Twist, from the sound of its leaves rustling in the breeze. In like manner, he named his new fabrics, games, and foods until he created an entire language. Mixing the plant's oil with soot, Wesley made a passable ink. As the finale to his summer project, he used the ink and his own 80-lettered alphabet to record the history of his civilization founding. In September, Wesley returned to school. He had no shortage of friends. The end. I hope you enjoyed this book, Weslandia by Paul Fleischman. I will see you the next time on Reading with Ms. Tolliver.